Welcome to Almost Adequate, live from my basement. I'm excited for tonight's show. First, as always, I got to thank the people that made this possible. Mike Miletic, who can't be here tonight, but he was instrumental in this show. Also, Joe Fuller, Micah Jenkins, and Peter John Ross. Pull yourself up on the screen, please, sir. There you are. Hey, listen, this is a very special night. Peter John Ross there. Your fourth Emmy nomination, is that correct, Ross?
Fourth Emmy nomination, regional Emmy nomination.
Haven't yet to win one, though.
My mother was very quick to point out that a nomination is not a win.
Wow. Wow, even Mom's giving you a shade on this one. So talk about this is kind of a big deal. I know this is very important to you, and I want to talk about this. Talk about the video that earned you this nomination.
So basically, it's a new category. It's a whole thing where it's called interactive. It's only the second year this category has existed.
Okay.
What it is I made a little miniature horror movie and put all the raw footage on the internet for free for people to edit.
Okay.
And, so it's all about how are viewers engaged. So what we did is we just put all this raw footage out there in the world, stuff like this.
Okay, so
now
there we go.
People are seeing this now. So basically, we put this out there. There's Mike Miletic playing the serial killer.
Okay, and then we have, what do we have here? What's up?
So basically, we were doing this horror thing. We were setting this up, and then of course, there's one of my friends, Brooke.
Brooke, I know her, and now I see why you won the Emmy, or at least got the nomination.
I got the nomination because it doesn't hurt when you put a pretty girl on screen like this.
You think? I imagine the guys over at the nominating committee saw this and they didn't even watch the rest of it. They're like, all right, good enough.
That's a nomination right there. Yeah, don't say things like that to get Brooke all excited. She's not that talented. She's lost a Facebook war to me.
Okay.
So, but basically, it's really cool. I got the nomination. I find out in August if I won.
So pull the cameras back up here. I want to talk about this. So obviously you see Brooke there. She's a very attractive young lady. Mm-hmm. I think that speaks to your inability as a filmmaker. Like, had you used like the girl who played Precious and gotten an Emmy nomination, I'd be over here impressed right now. But instead, I'm just like, of course you got the Emmy nomination. You used Brooke.
I mean, I used Brooke, but obviously there's a jiggle factor.
Yes.
She's a model and everything.
And
the Emmys generally don't look at that as a criteria.
Right, but how many, I mean, that kind of got some, the video itself got some gravity nationally and internationally, right?
We had an editor from Entertainment Tonight edit the scene and put it on his page.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. It's being used at film schools in Moscow, Russia, the Philippines, Paris, France, England, and Bristol. Mm-hmm. Full Sail University uses it in their classes. So, yeah, we got some play out of it.
So, if on the, I think you don't stand a chance of actually winning this, but if on the off chance you do win, you're not going to leave me, will you?
There's a chance that working on the show could prevent me from getting
And that's what I'm hoping for, especially with tonight's episode. I'm going to try really hard, but I don't know if even I can screw up this, because sitting next to me tonight is my friend Tess. Tess,
hello.
Hold that right up to your face like a true professional would. Tess,
we're in your basement, dude.
What are you doing here? What happened? What happened so badly in your life that you're now here on Almost Adequate?
Well, I was in Kalamazoo, Michigan, working mornings at a top 40 station, and my boss, he's going to see this, I know it.
Yeah.
He was an egotistical micromanager.
Well, you came to the right place because it's not going to get much better here. As Ross called that, what did you call it, Ross?
A lateral move.
That is a lateral move, as you will soon find out. Because you're not just here, you're not the star of this show. We got Abby Miller. She used to write for the Columbus Alive. She's the main guest. You're just, what is she? Window dressing, Ross? Is that a fair statement? Or she's
the
I've
peanut
never
gallery.
had window dressing that looked that good.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. You've already got one Emmy nomination. Stop it. All right, so you're going to be here, and we're actually going to use you for some things. We've got some ideas planned out that you claim you're cool being a part of.
Yeah, I can't wait.
You can't wait to be a part of this awful show. That really speaks to you.
I just won't do anything like Fear Factor.
Like what? Like, where's your line? Clowns?
Clowns, no.
Yeah.
You already know I'm terrified of clowns.
I know this.
I'm terrified of small spaces.
Okay.
My gag reflex. so I can't eat anything disgusting.
That's not where my brain was going at, but okay.
I knew it.
It's good
like
to know.
I dug myself a hole. How do I get out?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're here now, and you're going to be here for a little bit longer because, big announcement, I'm filling in for Loper and Randy on the Blitz all this week while they're on vacation. Tess is going to be joining me because you're officially back on 99.7 The Blitz.
Woo!
Yay!
Yeah.
Gainfully employed.
Yes.
Outstanding.
I've been waiting to come back, and that's another reason why I left, because I'm not a top 40 girl. I'm a Blitz girl.
Good. We're excited to have you back. Well, I'm speaking for
too.
myself because you're going to be running a lot of coffee this week.
Oh,
if
can't
nothing
wait.
else. I'm actually in charge of her and her training, retraining at the Blitz since it's been a while since she's
I'm
been
going to
back
end up
on.
having to wipe his ass, too.
Oh, it's by the end of the night you're going to be doing that. So you don't even have to wait until Monday. So you're going to be on with me Monday, and then we're taking Tuesday off. And then for the rest of the week, we're going to be using you. You're going to be doing my dirty work. You're going to be running the board. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm so pumped. I'm home.
Welcome back to Columbus. It's good to have you back, dude.
Thanks, dude.
We had fun the other night, kind of.
Kinda.
Yeah, we went out and about. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And we're going to be using you for some like man on the street stuff and things like that. And you previously worked with Ross on a bit that I think is really cool. We're going to play that here in a moment. Ross, why don't you set this one up for us?
This is something Tess and I, and even Nuber at one point, worked on this 3-4 years ago.
Was
we
that
just want to
long?
talk about movie cliches, like things that happen in movies that we're sick of seeing, as they're cliches, they're tropes that we're sick of seeing.
Mm-hmm. And this is one of them, and I think it's pretty cool. And we're going to notice, you're going to recognize some people. Joe Fuller in this, as is our friend Viper as well. So Ross, why don't you fire this? The 80s movie cliches gone horribly wrong.
I have an issue with movies. Some of the cliches that pop up every now and then just bug me. The 1980s were a glorious time for movies. Things that would never fly today in political correctness were totally rad back then. In 80s movies, what was considered romantic gestures would get someone arrested today for stalking. From Say Anything to When Harry Met Sally. These guys were romantic role models.
You, sir, are under arrest for violating the Civil Stalking Protection Order.
So if you're clueless and idolize an 80s movie, do not attempt to emulate. Otherwise, you'll be living out of a very different kind of romantic comedy, set in prison.
All right, so now for the real guest of the show. Tess was just, like we said, window dressing and not much more. She used to write for Columbus Alive. Her segment, her column, Downtown Abbey, covered everything from the World Naked Bike Ride to the goings-on at Club Princeton to Rock on the Range. And she's joining me here in my basement tonight. She's Abernathy Miller. Yay! Yay!
Hi, Abernathy.
Now, this is very special because not just is her fiance Dustin joining us here tonight, we also have a Cat Cameo. Ross, fire this. We actually have a graphic for this. Oh, this is so cool. Now, Abby, bring in the kitties. Come on, come on. Thank you, Dustin, for bringing it. Now, who are
my
these?
super cute kittens?
Who are these
My
creatures? What are they-
devastatingly handsome fiance.
Yeah, he's waving. So, who are these? Who are the cats?
My two kittens that I got for my birthday. They're
Awesome.
Dolly and Hank.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, they're super cute.
This
They're
show
the best.
suddenly became watchable.
Oh, aren't they precious?
My heart's melting.
We have two cats, Abby, and they wanted to be a part of like the first like dry runs we did here, and after that, wanted nothing to do with this. So
Doesn't that happen a lot?
yeah. So there they are. Is that which one? Is that Hank, the darker
Hank,
one?
yeah. And then Dolly's the little blonde one.
I love that. Hank Williams and Dolly Parton. Is that right?
Right, correct.
God, I'm
Hank
good at this
3.
game.
Way to go, dude.
Hank
Good
3.
at this game. So here's, you know Columbus inside and out. You've been to the weirdest parts of the city.
I like to think that I have.
Okay, so here we go. TripAdvisor.com. According to TripAdvisor, What do you think is the #1 place to visit in Columbus, Ohio, according to TripAdvisor? We're not going to make you go first, but we're going to make Tess go first. What do you think the #1 place TripAdvisor says to visit in Columbus?
The Franklin Park Conservatory.
Good guess. Ross, your guess, please.
Polaris Mall.
Polaris Mall. I think it's going to be the zoo, and I have big problems with the zoo, but that's my guess. Abby, your guess, tripadvisor.com.
I would guess that I was going to say the zoo, but
Okay, that's
you
fine.
know.
No, that's fine. We can have this. We're like-minded individuals.
Everyone's always all about the zoo. Like, hey, go to the zoo.
I
It's
don't like it.
we know.
Why not?
We'll get to
It's
that a
a
little
thing.
bit later.
It's like a whole thing.
Give us a second.
All right.
We're setting this up. Joe Fuller's over there with Ross. Ross, why don't you give us what TripAdvisor says is the top 3 as far as places to visit in Columbus? Number 3, please.
Number 3. Number 3 for the top 3 visits is the top 3 of the place to visit in Columbus is the German Village.
German Village. Okay, reasonable. Sausage and books and delis. Cool.
All that jazz, yeah.
Cobblestone.
Right.
And cobblestones, all that.
Screw up the
Lots-
suspension
lots
on
of
your
bricks.
rental car. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
Number 2.
Cool. And number 2 is the Ohio Stadium.
Very fair. Very reasonable.
Very fair. Yeah.
And of course, number 1 is what?
Number
The zoo.
1, which I wouldn't have guessed, is the Easton Town Center.
That's the #1
Boo.
place to
That's
go.
the number 1.
According to
Boo.
TripAdvisor.com, is the Easton Town.
And I swear I did not cheat.
You said Polaris.
Did I say Polaris?
Yes,
did.
you did so Polaris.
Hey, you were
See,
close.
Ross, you're already trying to take credit for shit you didn't do. You're not going to win the Emmy, man. You don't stand a chance. You think it was your directorial skills. I'm telling you, it was the hot chicks. I'm serious, Ross.
And hot chicks are at Polaris and Easton.
They are.
When was the
They're
last
high
time you were
schoolers.
there?
This is what I'll say. I wonder if TripAdvisor isn't like the Better Business Bureau, where if you pay enough money, your business can be #1 on TripAdvisor. Like Better Business Bureau, if you pay $400, it gets an A+ rating. And there was a reporter somewhere out west that started his own white supremacist organization, paid the Better Business Bureau the $400, and he got an A+ rating for that. It was phenomenal.
Was his business the best for supremacists?
It doesn't matter. He paid $400 and he got.
I don't know what
he
that.
got the endorsement.
Like what qualifies that? But I mean,
It doesn't matter.
Maybe
If
they-
you
yeah.
got the cash, they're going to give it to you. That's some real good. What do you want to call it?
My innocence is gone.
Why?
I can't believe
just
that.
now.
Yeah,
Just
the
now.
Better Business Bureau. Folks, do not listen to the Better Business Bureau. They are bought and paid for.
Well, when you go to a website and you see that emblem at the bottom, their logo, you're like, oh, it's good.
So we mentioned this too. You went to Club Princeton
I did.
as a reporter.
Yes. Actually, not for Alive. It was one of my first stories. I was still in college, and I wrote it for 614.
Wow.
For I think it was a Valentine's Day issue.
Club Princeton's a swingers club that's
Right.
open to the public. You don't have to
Right.
be a member. You just have to have the cash.
Well,
Is
you
that-
do have to be a member, but the membership process it isn't like a vetting process.
Right,
I think they
right.
just set that as a bar to be like they just don't want randos.
Okay.
I guess so.
So you walk into Club Princeton and set this up for us. What is this place like?
Well, it's way out on the west side,
Okay.
and it's this crazy secluded like building with the fenced-in parking lot, and it's just you drive in and you're like, oh, this is where it ends. This is
Sexy.
this
Very
is like
sexy.
hostel, right? But just on the outside. Then you get on the inside, and it's like not quite so weird. There's like
Mm-hmm.
a little room where you go and you like sign in, and they check your membership, and you pay and stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
you check in whatever alcohol you brought because they have I think it's a cabaret license. You have
Gotcha.
to. It's BYOB, and then you go in and you give the bartender your drinks, and then you wait it out.
You waited out. So the front bar area, there's people interacting.
Yeah, it's
singing.
it's a lot like a regular any club. There's like a dance floor. There's a DJ, legitimate party DJ, and tables, chairs, couches.
Are there people banging in that front area? Or do
No.
you guys- Oh, okay.
No.
Gotcha.
Where all that happens is like a back part, and to go through it for men, they have to be accompanied by a woman.
Okay.
At all times. So you go
Makes
back
sense.
there, and it's like there's showers, there's 2 hot tubs, there's like a locker room,
Mm-hmm.
like There's a toy store now. They have like a.
I want to hang out there.
Tess, don't hang out there. You're gonna make bad decisions very shortly after you hang out there. I know
Are
you
there
work.
kittens there?
I don't.
Not that kind.
You can't bring animals into Club Princeton.
Yeah, do not bring animals to Club Princeton.
Did you recognize anybody?
I did. So I went after I wrote this story, and I was there with an ex at the time, and we're just like looking around, like, "Hey, what do we do?" And I no sooner like got there, I immediately locked eyes with my design professor at the time. At OSU, and I was like, "Ugh."
Did he know that you were there on a? I'm here on business.
Well, no,
not
I mean,
on pleasure?
there's no like camera or anything. I didn't have like a press pass, right?
Okay,
because the guy like that I interviewed for the story was kind of like, just come check it out, and it's like I'm not gonna be like, hey guys,
Yeah.
press.
See,
Who wants to talk about it?
That's exactly what I would do if I was in that situation. I would wear like, in like second world countries during like, coups and stuff like that, the press wear helmets and giant like orange and yellow vests that say press across the front so they don't get shot by the police.
I think you'd look like really slay with one of those old school hats with like a press card in it.
Oh, see, I don't want
Like
to
a
be
gumshoe.
fashionable. I don't want any goo on me. So whatever would protect me from that.
All right, okay.
I appreciate the fact you want to gussy me up, take me out on the town, but that's all about safety there for me at Club Princeton.
You deserve to feel pretty.
So talk about, thank you.
You're welcome.
Talk about the clientele there. What were they, normal people?
It
Were
was
they-
so normal, it was weird.
Really?
Yeah, that was the craziest thing because I don't know what I expected going in. I either expected it to be eyes wide shut or like a bridge party.
Okay.
Right? Like I didn't know what to think. And so I go in and it's like, it's not, this eyes wide shut, crazy, like elite group of, people, but like it's like Dan and Karen from down the street. It's just like anybody you see at like PTA meetings and stuff, just regular. I mean, so regular. That's why I was like, oh my God, they walk among us.
Karen, the new Matthew McConaughey film is at the Drexel tonight. Nah, let's go to Princeton. So it was
That
one of
is
those,
exactly what it's like. And I mean, God bless, right?
Do your thing.
Yeah, a lot of them I feel like were kind of, in their early to mid 40s, and like the kids are either in high school or just going on to college, and it's like, hey, so what's up? And I mean, yeah.
Okay. So it's a very, very safe environment. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
If people
I
are,
didn't
like,
feel
wondering-
weirded out, other than my design TA who looked me up on the student registry and was like,
Afterwards?
Yeah, I was like,
Oh,
sup,
dude.
sup. And I was like, oh, I cannot wait to get you fired.
Okay. So we talked about TripAdvisor. We talked about Club Princeton. Most overrated thing in Columbus, Ohio,
I
according
am
to you.
absolutely done talking about craft beer. Can we be done? Can we all be done?
That's crazy because I was in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and Kalamazoo, Michigan is the place for craft beer. I don't think of Columbus as a place that has a lot of craft beer.
They built a major brewery just near here in Groveport? Canal Winchester.
Well, I've
Yeah.
been gone for 3 years.
Right.
So
you
In the
gotta,
last 3 years, it has absolutely exploded.
yeah.
So what specifically about the craft beer bothers you? You don't like the taste, or it's
Well,
just
I don't drink
ubiquitous?
beer, period. And but it's not about that. Like, I love that people enjoy something, right?
Right.
Whatever it is, I'm glad they enjoy it. I'm just done talking about it.
Okay.
Like, can we be done talking about your craft beer hobby? Like, isn't it time for a new hobby, like your Apple Watch or something? Like, what's something else has to be going on?
Most overrated thing in Columbus. Tess, go ahead.
I was thinking the Scioto River.
Downtown?
Yeah, I mean, the Scioto Mile I thought was pretty cool when you and I went for
Yeah.
breakfast. I think it was, where was it, that breakfast place?
I don't think that was me, but okay.
Yeah, I came into town. Nicole came with me.
I don't think that was me, but anyway, that's fair.
It was you. I was filling in for, you and I were filling in for Loper and Randy.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we went to First Watch, but
And-
that's nowhere near there.
Oh, well, all along there, I thought you said it was the Scioto Mile, and it was really
Okay.
cool because there were shops and restaurants, but the river's like a puddle.
Right. Because north of there, they're at the confluence where the Olentangy meets the Scioto. It looks like a swamp. It looks like a crappy marsh, and it's just like they need to bury it in dirt and put an annex of Kosai over it or something. It looks so pitiful. Ross, what are you thinking? Most overrated part of Columbus?
Red, white, and boom.
Here we go.
It's hard to argue with you. In fact, I bet you if we were to go there right now, you would see people camped out.
That was for sure shots fired.
I just like fireworks.
I said, well, going from that, I'm going to go after another.
Overrated fireworks.
It's 20 minutes long, and people
They're fireworks,
camp out
though.
for this thing. They like bright, shiny objects here in Columbus, and I'm going to say the zoo is the most overrated part of this city. I don't like it. I don't like to see animals in enclosures. I don't like the fact that it's located in Delaware County, but taxpayers in Franklin County help subsidize it. I don't think it brings in the tourist industry money they think.
Well, what about the
Jack
safari?
Hanna? You don't like Jack Hanna and all that he does for this city?
He's a damn institution here.
What does he do for the city, Ross? What does he do? He goes on. Does he go on Colbert anymore? Or he was on Letterman. Does he go on Colbert?
Yeah, he's been doing Colbert.
Okay.
He has been showing up on Colbert.
But are people going to come to Columbus, Ohio to see Jack Hanna Zoo?
No.
He's not that kind of star power, man.
It's not that. The zoo is supposedly like high quality. He's considered an expert on all that stuff. He comes in and talks about stuff like when a lion had gotten loose somewhere and got shot.
Yeah, that was out.
He
that
was called in
east.
about if it was humane or not. So he's still a national treasure.
Okay, but the zoo ain't all that. I don't like to see monkeys in cages. I feel bad for them. The tigers are miserable. I can tell. Kitties shouldn't be in cages unless they're on the set of Almost Adequate. Can we pull? How are Hank and Dolly doing down there? Are they good?
They're sleeping.
Super quiet. Normally they're like, they don't like the carrier, but I think they're just chilling out. Aww.
Are they friendly with each other?
Yeah, they're super cute. They're litter mates.
Our cats upstairs aren't friendly.
Aww.
They have a rather torrid past that I don't want to get into right now.
They're super sweet with each other.
We're talking about overrated things or underrated things. We got to talk about. I'm sorry. We talked about overrated things. How about underrated things in Columbus, Ohio? Ross, I want you to kick this one off. Most underrated thing in Columbus, Ohio.
There's no such thing. It's all
Really?
There's overrated, and then there's where the norm should be. It's like the crabs that try to get out of the cage, and the others just drag it back down. That's where I stand on Columbus, Ohio, for that stuff. And don't get me wrong, I love Columbus. I love this town, but I don't think there's anything that's underrated.
No, like special place you like to eat. Nothing. Nothing has impressed you because that's what we're talking about. That's like you weren't
everybody can
going
be
in there.
impressed.
You're going in there with low expectations.
No,
You
but the
came
thing
out
is,
really impressed.
But I like the things that are already staples, like Hound Dog's Pizza.
Okay.
Is not underrated. It's very well liked. So I love all these places, but do I feel like, oh, there's something that everybody doesn't already know about? I haven't found it yet.
Okay. Tess, do you have anything? It's been a while since you've been in Columbus.
For underrated, I know it has been. First of all, I want to say that Easton Town Center is overrated.
Okay.
Underrated would be Shadowbox for me. I had
Really?
Yeah, because I'd never gone, and then I went to the Not So Late show with Johnny D. Loretto, and it was out front. And then I lied because it was right before I left Michigan. I went to a local play, and they were all local actors. The food was amazing. The people were friendly.
Okay.
And I felt like I was in a different place. Like it's one of those places where I would not have understood until I went, and then I would explain it to everyone.
Johnny's show was good. Was excellent. We watched that. The other night, and I had a good time over there. I always do. Johnny's an incredible talent. And Ross actually directs that show too. So I like it a lot. Okay, Abby, we're gonna put it on you. Is there anything you find to be incredibly underrated in Columbus?
The comedy scene?
Okay, specifically at the Funny Bone.
No. At Whiskey Bear Comedy, Dustin Meadows, Wonder Dog. There's some really good comedy here, and I don't even really like stand up. It makes me like very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because everyone always bombs. I feel like.
Yeah.
Unless they're amazing, they're really bad.
Except for me. The
Right.
one time at the Funny Bone, Ross gave me a 6.
Wow.
Everybody else gave me a 4 or 3, or I think Mike gave us.
I'm sure it
3.
was like definitely a 6.
No, it wasn't a 6. It was really a 3.
That and the goth scene.
Really? Like the Outlands? Is that
Well,
even a thing anymore?
that's gone. That's
Okay.
gone. R.I.P. Outlands. That was really fun when it was around.
I think the unintentional comedy scene in Columbus is thriving right now.
Always.
Like this, right now. A lot
Right.
of unintentional comedy
It's
going
thriving
on right here.
live this moment.
I think it's the bike path for me. I think
That's a good one, yes.
those things are expansive and awesome in Columbus.
That's
and,
true.
And if you fall and break your arm horribly, there's people that come and help you immediately and get you to the hospital in minutes. It's phenomenal.
That is fantastic.
No, but there's like a camaraderie, especially down here. We're on the Alum Creek path and isn't too far from here. And people look out for one another. You're not going to find that anywhere else. Like people will if somebody's walking a bike or stopped working on a bike, everybody stops. Everybody tries to help out. It doesn't matter what kind of equipment you're on. You know, if you see somebody having a hard time, somebody tries to help out. It's
If that weren't
cool.
the case, you'd probably be dead.
I'd probably still be wandering around the bike path with a concussion a
And
year
a
later,
broken
wondering
arm.
why my arm's flopping around. No, that was interesting, but I like it. I like it a lot, and I use it all the time, and I would encourage people to check out that. And the Metro Park's a close second as far as really cool stuff that goes down. It's incredibly underrated. Okay, Ross is telling me we are out of time. Ross knows because he's got that Emmy nomination. Ross, the only thing I'm going to ask you is if you win, you got to wear it around your chest like Flavor
Flav, baby.
Clock. You wear the Emmy.
Every family holiday, that thing will be around my neck.
I love
I
this.
guarantee it.
I'm sorry I can't hear you over my Emmy. You got to speak up. All right. Thank you, Abby. You're welcome back here anytime.
Oh, I
This has
love
been a lot
it.
of fun.
Thanks.
Hank and Dolly, the cats. Thank
The
you
real
guys.
stars here.
Yes. Tess, you get a B- for today.
That's
All
not
right?
true.
You gotta
That's not
step
true.
things up.
I give you a definite A-.
Love her.
Stop. Don't be nice to her. She'll come back all the time now. I don't need that in my life. But thank you guys for coming here. And we got to look forward to Dino Tripodis from Sunny 95, morning show guy. Will be on the show on 7:13. We're doing this at 7:30. So
I bet that guy gets wild.
you know he has to. You know,
Right?
if you're on Sunny 95 and you've got to play that role, you go home and you do like massive gackers of blow and like murder hookers. You have to.
Kind of like
That's
what
the
Newber
norm.
does
You
in
should
his
ask
basement
him.
when we're not here.
You
That's
should so
question
ask
number
him.
one. That's question
You
number
know what?
one.
I bet he does like one-handed pull-ups, and that's how he gets pumped up. And you're gonna feel so dumb.
Ross, you know Dino. Is that a happy medium between murdering hookers and working out?
I don't think I should say too much, but I will say there's nothing in Dino's real life personality that matches Sunny 95. Nothing at all.
That's even
That's a
better.
good teaser. That's a good teaser. And that's happening again July 13th. That'll be going on an episode of Almost Adequate live from my basement on Facebook Live. Thank you again to Joe Fuller and Mike Miletic, also Micah Jenkins.
God! Police brutality! Police
You ain't
brutality!
seen nothing.
Oh, God!